Alright, so you see this logo behind me. See all the little tags and the little jibber jabber in the background. That's my lazy grid. It's what I use to proportion out my logos from a small picture on my phone to a big painting on the wall. To make this easier, rather than shooting projectors and bringing a projector with you, risk the bulb being broken or whatever, doing all these different kind of things, or just guesstimating it and messing it up the whole time. I use this kind of system. So I'm just going to kind of explain through how I do this. That way it can help you guys come up with your images on the wall and proportion them right the way they need to be. This is also what I use for doing portraits, images. I also did it just to get that placement correct. I did it on that area too, and you can see a little squiggly line back there. That's part of one of the tags that I use. And like I said, it's just a random lazy grid. It doesn't matter what you use. It can be numbers, shapes, or whatever. But let's get to it so I can show you how I did it. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay a grid down. I'm gonna do a bunch of little tags. Now this doesn't have to be tags. I mean, not everybody's a graffiti artist, but you can use shapes, numbers, little flowers if you want to, butterflies. It doesn't matter as long as you have something to throw a superimposed image on top. That way you can see where your lines are supposed to meet. So let me explain how I do that. So first thing, I'm gonna take a picture of the grid I just made. And then I'm gonna open up on my Adobe Photoshop app, which is very easy to use. I'm gonna open up the picture I just took, and then after I open that up, I'm gonna put the logo on top. And then I'm gonna blend it down so that I can see through the logo. And there you can see how I can see the grid behind it with the logo on top. So now I just need to open up this photo after I save it, and I can see where my lines go. Okay, so now that I have the photo open, I can zoom in real close. So now I can see how the lines of the X are moving through the tags that I have on my wall. So it's kind of playing a game of connect the dots. So here I can go from the X to, say, the letter that's going through my tag up on top on the Y. And then I come back down. So I kind of just draw the lines to where they go on top of the grid, and then eventually it all comes out. And in the end, this last part, I just freestyle it because I can pretty much base it with what I got. Okay, so first I'm gonna start off with the X because that's the main part of the logo. That's the biggest part, and then from there we'll be able to do the rest of the extreme word. Here you can see later on how things don't always match up when you're going, but as long as you get the rest of the lines in where they need to be, everything starts to make sense, and you can see that where I'm fixing that right there. Now we start with the rest of the extreme word, and we make sure that we get everything the way it looks like on the picture. See, I can see my letters on top of the grid, so I know where it goes. And then the rest of it's just kind of freestyled in. Once we get the fun letters in, all we got to do is color, fill in, and we're ready to go. Most of the work is derived from you as an artist. This technique is simply just to get your proportions right and to get a base outline for you to do your job. Now that I got that up, it's time for me to get to work. I got to fill in and do all the designs that the logo actually has in the picture. Now that I have this where I need it to be and it's proportioned right on the wall, no matter what I do from here on out, it's going to be where it needs to be, and it's going to look right in the end, because now I've already got proportioned right by using that little technique that I showed you.